The Guangda Group headquarters was a monument to modern capitalism, a soaring structure of glass and steel that seemed to pierce the very clouds. Inside, the lobby was a cavern of cold, polished marble, where the air, filtered and sterile, carried the faint, metallic scent of ambition. Li Mengfei, 21 and fresh out of university, felt the familiar, nervous flutter in her stomach. This was her first day, a deliberate, defiant step toward a new life. She was here to prove that her worth was not defined by the man who had betrayed her, but by the strength of her own will. She wore a simple, well-pressed suit, a deliberate choice to blend in, yet her inherent vibrancy made her a small, bright anomaly against the muted corporate backdrop. Her resolve was a shield, but it was immediately tested by the sudden, sharp shift in the atmosphere. A crowd had gathered near the executive elevators, their hushed whispers a low, anxious hum. Mengfei, navigating the periphery, caught sight of the man at the center of the storm. Fu Yunxing, the newly appointed CEO. He was a figure of almost mythic corporate power, rarely seen, yet constantly discussed. He was, Mengfei noted with a detached, professional eye, impossibly tall and impeccably dressed. His suit, a bespoke charcoal gray, draped over a lean, powerful frame. At 6'1", he was a commanding presence, but it was the intensity of his gaze that held the room captive. Dark, intelligent, and currently fixed with chilling severity on the man before him. "President Fu, this is Vice President Yu," a nervous assistant whispered. His voice cracking under the pressure. Fu Yunxing did not acknowledge the introduction. His focus was absolute. His voice, when it came, was a low, dangerous baritone that seemed to vibrate in the marble floor. "You dared to ruin my plans, you?" The scene was a brutal, public dismantling of a career. The vice president, a man who had once exuded arrogant confidence, was now a cowering, pathetic figure, his excuses a desperate, tangled mess. "She seduced me," he stammered. "It was a mistake." The details were sordid: a failed, multi-million-dollar deal, a compromised position, a woman. It was the kind of toxic, petty drama Mengfei had hoped to leave behind with her ex-boyfriend. Stay invisible, she coached herself, her hand tightening on the strap of her new work bag. This is not your fight. You are here to work. You are here to build. She slipped past the spectacle, her heart pounding a rhythm of caution. She was almost at the elevator bank when a small, insistent hand caught her arm. "My dear," a voice, surprisingly warm and full of mischief, interrupted her escape. Mengfei turned to face a man in his late 70s, dressed in a simple, slightly worn jacket that looked utterly out of place in the opulent lobby. He had a kind, deeply lined face and eyes that twinkled with an almost childlike glee. "My grandson is a wonderful young man," he declared, leaning in conspiratorially. "He's 6'1", with legs that go on forever. He comes up to my chest. Would you care to add him on WeChat?" Mengfei offered a polite, practiced smile, the one she reserved for well-meaning but intrusive strangers. "Thank you, sir, but I have a lot to sort out today. It's my first day." "Nonsense," the old man insisted, his grip firm but gentle. "He's handsome, successful. All the girls are after him. Please, Vice President Yu, don't do this. I beg you, leave me alone." He suddenly mimicked the voice of the man being berated by the CEO, a perfect, if slightly theatrical, imitation. Mengfei blinked, momentarily confused by the sudden shift. "Sir, I think you have me confused with someone else." "Ah, no," he chuckled, returning to his normal voice. "I'm just practicing my lines. But seriously, my grandson needs a good girl. Not one of those gold diggers." A younger man, a security guard, rushed over, his face flushed with embarrassment. "Sir, please don't bother the employees. You know the rules." The old man, unfazed, simply waved him away. "It's not for me, young lady. It's for my grandson." Mengfei, seeing the genuine, almost desperate hope in his eyes, felt her resolve melt. She was a firm believer that kindness, even in a cutthroat world, was its own reward. She also recognized a kindred spirit in the old man's playful defiance of the corporate atmosphere. "Tell you what, Grandpa," she said, pulling out her phone. "I'll add you." The old man's face lit up with a joy that seemed to banish the coldness of the marble hall. "This girl is truly wonderful. I like you. Aren't you afraid I'm a fraud?" "In this day and age, you can't trust everyone," Meng Fei replied, her eyes sparkling with humor. "But you don't look like a bad person to me. Besides, I still believe there are more good people in the world." The old man, whose name she didn't know, beamed. "Besides being beautiful, you are so kind. Come, give me your WhatsApp." She scanned his QR code, a small, almost insignificant gesture that would irrevocably alter the course of her life. "There you go, Grandpa," she said, handing the phone back. "Now, I really must go." As she finally stepped into the elevator, she heard the old man's voice, now loud and triumphant, echoing down the hall. "Nora, my daughter-in-law. Why are all the people who come to work here boys?" Meng Fei shook her head, a soft smile playing on her lips. She had no idea that the grandpa she had just befriended was the patriarch of the Fu family, and that the man he was trying to set her up with was the very CEO who had just terrorized the lobby. The following morning, Meng Fei's first day of work was derailed before she could even leave her small, rented apartment. The frantic ringing of her phone was followed by a thunderous knock on her door. Sleek black sedan, the kind that whispered of old money and power, was parked illegally outside her building. A chauffeur, stiff and formal, stood by the door. And in the middle of her tiny living room, sitting on her worn sofa, was the old man from the lobby. "Grandpa!" Meng Fei exclaimed, clutching her briefcase. "What are you doing here?" "My dear granddaughter-in-law," he cried, clutching his chest with a dramatic flourish. "My heart. It hurts so much. I'm not well." Meng Fei's heart leaped with genuine concern. "Grandpa, please. I'll take you to the hospital." "Nonsense," he insisted, his voice suddenly strong. "This is an old condition, but it will only get better when my grandson is married. You must marry him today." "But Grandpa," she pleaded, her voice a mixture of disbelief and panic. "I've never even met your grandson. How can I marry him?" "You will love him, I promise," he said, his eyes wide and innocent. "He's coming soon. Everything will be fine." And then, he arrived. Fu Yunxing, the formidable CEO, strode into the apartment. He looked exhausted, his eyes shadowed with a lack of sleep, but his presence was as overwhelming as ever. He took one look at the scene, his grandfather feigning a heart attack on a threadbare sofa, and the beautiful, flustered young woman, and sighed, a sound of profound resignation. "So, this is the bride you found for me," he said, his voice flat, devoid of emotion. The words were not a question, but a weary statement of fact. He turned to Meng Fei, his gaze piercing. "I'm warning you, this marriage has to happen today. No discussion." Meng Fei was stunned into silence. This was not a proposal. It was a corporate mandate. "Are you sure you want to marry me?" she finally managed, the absurdity of the situation making her feel lightheaded. "No," he admitted, his honesty brutal. "But my grandfather is a stubborn man. He won't let up. And I have a company to run." The grandfather, miraculously recovered, beamed. "My grandson is a wonderful young man. Stable income, good looks. You'd be lucky to marry him." Meng Fei, regaining her composure, met Fu Yunxing's gaze, a spark of defiance igniting in her eyes. "I just met your grandson for the first time. Isn't this a bit hasty?" Fu Yunxing, misinterpreting her hesitation as a typical prenuptial negotiation, scoffed. "Since I was born, I've always been the one doing the rejecting. No one has ever refused me. Are you saying I'm poor?" "No," Meng Fei retorted, a flash of her inner fire showing. "We're all working people. We all eat the same food, work 9 to 5. No one is better than anyone else. If you were so incredible, you wouldn't be working, would you? And for the record, you're poor, I'm even poorer." "Then you're saying I'm ugly?" "No," she admitted, her gaze lingering on his sharp, aristocratic features. "You are very handsome." A slow, almost predatory smile spread across his face. He found her spirit intriguing, a refreshing change from the sycophants he usually dealt with. I think I fit your criteria, then. Let's get to know each other. I'm Fu Yunxing, 25, an employee of the Guangda Group. I'm Li Mengfei, 21, a new employee of the Guangda Group. Perfect, he said, taking her arm with a surprising gentleness. We know enough. Let's get the certificate. And just like that, in a whirlwind of confusion and corporate absurdity, Li Mengfei found herself standing in a Yaohai Civil Affairs Bureau, a wedding certificate in her hand. On my first day of work, I became a married woman, she thought, a hysterical laugh bubbling up in her throat. If my parents find out, they'll kill me. Mengfei arrived at the Guangda Group, 2 hours late and reeling from the morning's events. She was assigned to the sales department, Group 1, under the supervision of Lu Xingli. Her colleague, Meng Chuan, a kind-hearted young man who had interviewed with her, greeted her with a friendly smile. You made it. I was worried. The office was a hive of gossip. Everyone was talking about the mysterious, handsome CEO, Fu Yunxing. Our CEO is super mysterious, a colleague whispered. No photos, no details. But I hear he's a total heartthrob. Mengfei, who had just married the mysterious CEO, could only smile weakly. Her brief moment of peace was shattered by the arrival of Zhang Yuan, her ex-boyfriend Chen Jian's new girlfriend, and her former rival. Yuan, who was the leader of Group 2, was a master of passive-aggressive hostility. Mengfei, Yuan purred, her voice dripping with false sweetness. How did you get hired? Did you know someone? Family? Friends? I saw the vacancy online, interviewed, and was hired, Mengfei replied simply. Oh, Yuan said, her smile fading. I thought maybe you had a connection. Like Sichuan here. You two are good friends, aren't you? The implication was clear. Mengfei was only hired through connections. Supervisor Lu Xingli, a man with a perpetually sour expression, stepped in. Li Mengfei, you were 2 hours late on your first day. Do you think this company belongs to you? I apologize, Chief, let me explain. No explanation needed. Pack your things and leave. Mengfei stood her ground. I signed a probationary contract. I have legal protection. You can't fire me just because you say so. Lu Xingli sneered. I have the power here. I'll teach you that. I'll make sure you regret this. He then presented her with an impossible task, securing the contract with Dongyao International, a project that had defeated the entire sales department. This is a project with Dongyao International, Lu Xingli announced, his eyes gleaming with malice. If you close this big deal, you stay. If not, you're out. Mengfei accepted the challenge with a nod. She knew this was a setup, but she was determined to succeed on her own terms. That evening, Fu Yunxing was at a high-end restaurant, attempting to negotiate the Dongyao contract himself. His assistant, Shen, looked worried. President Fu, the head of Dongyao, Mr. Fong, is a notorious drinker. He only values alcohol, not people. Our sales director already has a stomach hemorrhage from trying to close this deal. I know, Fu Yunxing said, wincing slightly as a familiar pain shot through his abdomen. But this project is essential for the company's transformation. I have to close it. He was met with Mr. Fong's challenge. Drink these 10 glasses, and then we can talk partnership. Fu Yunxing, despite his assistant's pleas, began to drink. The pain in his stomach intensified. President Fu, Mr. Fong chuckled. You may be young and promising, but your tolerance for alcohol is not so great. My surname is Fong, and I'm from Linqing. The man who can drink me under the table hasn't been born yet. Just as Fu Yunxing was about to collapse, a familiar figure appeared. What is he doing here? Mengfei thought, recognizing her new husband. She saw the pain etched on his face and the desperation in his eyes. We are all working people. I must help him. She walked over to the table, her presence a sudden, calming force. Mr. Fong, she said, her voice clear and steady. I apologize for being late. I will punish myself with this bottle of wine. Before anyone could stop her, she picked up the bottle and downed a large glass. She then turned to Mr. Fong, her eyes unwavering. Mr. Fong, the punishment is over. Now, this bottle is for you. Mr. Fong was stunned. Impressive. Impressive. He was charmed by her boldness and her drinking prowess. I like you very much, young lady. I don't have a daughter. Be my daughter. Agreed, Meng Fei said, her head already swimming. Mr. Fong, when do we sign the contract? My daughter has spoken. Of course. The contract was signed. Meng Fei had secured the impossible deal. The victory was short-lived. The alcohol hit Meng Fei hard, but Fu Yunxing was in worse shape. He was delirious, muttering about his little sister. Little sister, I want my little sister, he slurred, his hand reaching out to touch a small, butterfly-shaped birthmark on Meng Fei's neck, hidden beneath her hair. You are my little sister. The butterfly mark. Meng Fei was confused and slightly repulsed. What little sister? The handsomer the man, the less trustworthy he is. You're married to me, and you're still thinking of another woman. She managed to get him into a taxi and, after a brief, drunken argument about where he lived, took him to the nearest hotel. The next morning, Meng Fei woke up in a strange room, her head pounding. Fu Yunxing was already awake, looking bewildered. Where am I? He mumbled. Assistant Shen? Fu Yunxing, get out. Meng Fei snapped, pulling the covers tighter. How dare you ask that? If I hadn't answered your call last night, you'd be sleeping in the street. Last night, what happened? He asked, clutching his head. I blacked out from drinking. Wait, Meng Fei said, a sudden wave of fear washing over her. Fu Yunxing, nothing happened between us last night, did it? He looked at her, his expression unreadable. I drank too much. I don't remember. What do you expect to happen? She challenged, her heart racing. He leaned closer, his eyes intense. Be assured, I will take responsibility for you. What responsibility are you taking? She demanded, her voice rising. I'm telling you, nothing happened between us last night. If you dare to say anything reckless, I'll tear your mouth off. Fine, fine, I promise I won't say anything, he conceded, a faint smile playing on his lips. Meng Fei relieved, then remembered the contract. By the way, you were here to negotiate a partnership too. If that deal doesn't work out, I'll lose my job. I won't have money for my grandfather's medicine. She pulled the signed contract from her bag. Here. Take this contract. Even though it's my only chance to stay at Guangda, I think you need it more. Fu Yunxing stared at the document, then at her. You're really giving it to me? Work is work, she said, shrugging. I can find another job. Even if I stayed this time, my boss would eventually fire me. Oh, I was just kidding, he said, a genuine laugh escaping him. It's not that serious. I didn't close the contract. You go and sign it. You scared me. How dare you trick me? She yelled, throwing a pillow at him. I'll get you later. Fu Yunxing watched her leave, a thoughtful expression on his face. He then picked up his phone. Shen, he instructed, his voice firm. Fire the sales director. Let him feel what it's like to abuse power. Back at the Guangda Group, the office was buzzing. Meng Fei's ex-boyfriend, Chen Jian, and Zhong Yuan confronted her, trying to humiliate her. Li Meng Fei, you're really hard to get rid of, Yuan sneered. You even came to the hotel to find me and Yuan. Meng Fei looked at Chen Jian, who was now working as a delivery driver. Your order is about to be late, she said simply. Chen Jian, embarrassed, tried to explain, but Yuan cut him off. Oh, you don't know, do you? Chen Jian and I have been together for 6 months, and we come here often. Li Meng Fei, don't blame me, Chen Jian said, his voice laced with self-pity. Yuan is the group leader at Guangda. You don't work hard, you don't achieve anything. Don't blame me for being ambitious. Meng Fei felt a wave of disgust. Chen Jian, you are truly dramatic. And I actually dated you. Yuan, seeing her chance, tried to hit Meng Fei, but Meng Chuan, Meng Fei's colleague, stepped in to defend her. You two are like frogs looking in a mirror, Meng Fei said, her voice cold. You love to praise yourselves. You two are a perfect pair of cheaters. You shouldn't be free to harm others. Yuan, furious, threatened her. Li Meng Fei, wait and see, you won't last at Guangda Group. Meng Fei simply smiled. It's all right. These are just small things. No problem. The real drama unfolded when Meng Fei presented the signed Dong Yao contract. Supervisor Lu Xingli and Zhang Yuan were convinced it was a fake. Li Meng Fei, I've seen the president's handwriting, Yuan declared. This contract is fake. Fake. It's fake. How is that possible? Meng Fei countered. President Fong and I just signed this morning. I saw him sign it. Lu Xingli, desperate to get rid of her, refused to investigate. You made mistakes and won't admit it, always lying. We don't need employees like that in our company. You're fired. Pack your things and leave. Meng Chuan, ever loyal, stood up for her. Chief, Xiaomeng would never do such a thing. You, a small employee, are teaching me how to work. Lu Xingli roared. You and her can resign together. Meng Fei, though hurt, remained composed. You just want me to leave, right? I will. And besides, this has nothing to do with Sichuan. The office was filled with whispers and jeers. What a shame. What company would hire this liar in the future? Then, the CEO arrived. Fu Yunxing, looking sharp and serious, walked into the sales department. Mr. Fu, Yuan said, seizing the opportunity. I wanted to deliver this Dong Yao international contract to the sales director, but he resigned this morning, so I had to come straight to you. She was trying to steal the credit. Very well, Fu Yunxing said, his eyes scanning the room. What reward do you want? I am a person who rewards and punishes fairly. Yuan, blinded by ambition, made her fatal mistake. I want to enter the president's office. As long as I can get close to Mr. Fu, I don't believe I can't win him over. No problem, Fu Yunxing said. But I just want to confirm one thing. Are you sure you negotiated this contract? Meng Fei and Meng Chuan, who had been waiting for justice, stepped forward. Mr. Fu, Meng Fei said, her voice clear. I signed this contract. Yuan, cornered, doubled down on her lie, even swearing a dramatic oath. Fu Yunxing, who knew the truth, simply smiled. This girl is truly ruthless. She will certainly achieve great things in the future. He turned to Yuan. Mr. Fong has a rule for negotiating. You must drink 10 glasses before sitting down to talk. Zhang Yuan, please. Yuan, who had vomited after 3 glasses the last time, was terrified. It's not that I don't trust you, Fu Yunxing said, his voice cold. But the Guangda Group always speaks based on competence. Since you want to go straight to the president's office, you have to be seen as capable by others. The truth was revealed when a colleague, unable to contain himself, blurted out. Wasn't it Li Meng Fei who got the Dong Yao international contract? So you stole credit from others. My God, how disgusting. Fu Yunxing's expression hardened. Assistant Xin, inform the entire sector to ban Zhang Yuan immediately. You promised to comply. He then turned to Lu Xingli. Dedication? You handed over such an important project to someone who started yesterday. Isn't that overloading a new hire? I just wanted to give young people an opportunity, Lu Xingli stammered. Funny, Fu Yunxing said, his voice dripping with contempt. You almost fired that woman, and now you talk about giving her a chance? Shameless. The office was silent. Assistant Xin, Fu Yunxing commanded. Fire them both. And resolve Zhong Yuanyuan's nepotism issue as well. It's an order from Mr. Fu. Justice was served. Meng Fei was promoted to sales team leader of Group 2, with a bonus of 1 million. Meng Fei's professional triumph was quickly followed by a personal crisis. Her parents, who believed she was still single, called to announce they were visiting. "Mom, what's wrong?" Meng Fei asked, her heart sinking. "Send me the address of your apartment. Your father and I are coming over." Meng Fei, who had been pretending to be a poor, struggling student to her parents for years, was now faced with the reality of her fake marriage. She called Fu Yunxing, her voice tight with anxiety. "Fu Yunxing, my parents heard I got married and want to meet you. I know you have no obligation, but—" "You know I have no obligation," he interrupted, his tone cool. "Then why are you calling me? My parents know a secret that they will only tell me if they meet you," she pleaded. "Am I your secretary now? Always at your disposal," he scoffed. "With that attitude, if you don't want to, forget it," she snapped. Hanging up a few minutes later, he texted her, "Send the address. I'll be there." Fu Yunxing arrived at Meng Fei's modest apartment, dressed in a simple, elegant outfit that still managed to look expensive. Perhaps he won't come, Meng Fei had thought, pacing nervously. But he was there, looking every bit the part of a devoted, if slightly aloof, husband. "You actually came," she said, a genuine smile lighting up her face. "I always do what I say," he replied. "Did you think I wouldn't?" "No," she lied. "I just wanted to prepare well. It took me a while." The dinner was a comedy of errors. Meng Fei's parents, who were secretly the heads of a massive hidden conglomerate, were playing the role of simple working-class parents. "Chen Jian, what are you doing here?" Meng Fei's mother asked, seeing her ex-boyfriend at the door. "Mom, this is Fei Fei," Chen Jian stammered, trying to win back his ex. "Parents, he is my ex-boyfriend," Meng Fei said, turning to Fu Yunxing. "Chen Jian, you are very dramatic. You have the nerve to show up in front of me." Fu Yunxing stepped forward, his arm around Meng Fei's waist. "Who I am doesn't matter. What matters is that we are legally married. I am Fei Fei's legal husband." Meng Fei's parents were stunned. "You really registered the marriage?" "Of course," Meng Fei said, a triumphant smile on her face. "My husband is much better. 1,000 times, 10,000 times better. I found a good man, so of course I got married." The parents, after a brief, staged moment of shock, embraced Fu Yunxing. "Look how good our son-in-law is," her mother exclaimed. "He's not only handsome, but he thinks of everything." Fu Yunxing presented them with gifts, a precious stone necklace for the mother and an expensive watch for the father. "This son-in-law is very generous with us," the father whispered to the mother. "The important thing is that Wen Shuai is mature and stable. Are you satisfied?" "Ha ha ha, of course I'm satisfied," the mother replied. The dinner was warm and familial, a feeling Fu Yunxing hadn't experienced since childhood. He watched Meng Fei, who was laughing and relaxed, and felt a strange, unfamiliar warmth spread through his chest. "The more I look at her, the more she looks like my little sister," he thought, the memory of the butterfly mark resurfacing. But could it be such a coincidence? Later that night, Meng Fei confronted him. "The gifts you bought for my parents were expensive, weren't they? How much was it? I'll transfer the money to you." "Do you think I care about that money?" he snapped, suddenly irritated. "Why are you so angry?" she asked, confused. "Besides, I'm giving you the money, why aren't you happy?" He couldn't explain the complex mix of emotions, the sting of her treating him like a hired tool, the genuine pleasure of the family dinner, and the unsettling mystery of the butterfly mark. Meanwhile, Meng Fei's parents were having a private conversation. "Cheng Kuan," the mother said, "the family jade amulet must continue to be passed down. Don't you think he looks a lot like that person? The one we have a big feud with, Fu Jian." "You can see that he has feelings for Fei Fei," the father replied. "That look doesn't deceive. But if he really is Fu Jian's son, it's very unfortunate. It's a tragic fate. The secret was out. Meng Fei's family was not only wealthy but had a deep, historical feud with the Fu family. Fu Yunxing, troubled by his grandfather's evasiveness and the strange coincidences surrounding Meng Fei, finally pressed his assistant, Xin, for the full background check. "Grandpa," he asked, "are you hiding something from me about Li Mengfei?" "That young man named Xin is super well connected," the grandfather said, feigning innocence. "Didn't you ask him to investigate for you?" "I did," Fu Yunxing replied. "But I still think something is wrong. Li Mengfei grew up in the countryside. Her parents work in a coastal city. But I can't find exactly where her parents are." "I've seen her parents," the grandfather mused. "While they dress simply, their posture, it's not that of a cleaner." The truth, as revealed by Assistant Xin's deeper investigation, was staggering. Li Mengfei's parents were not poor workers. They were the owners of the massive rival conglomerate that had been secretly competing with Guangda for years. They had been testing Meng Fei, raising her simply to instill values, and now they were testing her husband. And the butterfly mark. Fu Yunxing finally confronted his grandfather with the evidence. The old man, seeing the game was up, confessed. "Yes, Fu Yunxing. Li Mengfei is the little sister you've been looking for. The one with the butterfly birthmark. The one you promised to marry when you were children." The revelation was a shock. The woman he had married in a fake, rushed ceremony was the one he had been searching for 18 years. The woman who had saved his company, challenged his assumptions, and brought warmth back into his life. He found Meng Fei in her office, working late. "Li Mengfei," he said, his voice soft, a tone she had never heard before. She looked up, surprised. "Fu Yunxing? What's wrong?" He walked over to her, his heart pounding. He gently brushed the hair away from her neck, revealing the faint, beautiful butterfly mark. "The butterfly mark," he whispered. "It's you. You're my little sister." Meng Fei was speechless. The childhood memory, a distant, cherished promise, flooded back. "The promise," she murmured. "The pinky swear, for 100 years, never to change our minds." "I never changed my mind," he said, his eyes filled with a love that was no longer fake, no longer a duty to his grandfather, but a profound, undeniable truth. "I've been looking for you, my accidental bride, my destined wife." The revelation of her family's true identity and the feud was a complication, but it no longer mattered. Their love, forged in the fire of corporate drama and a fake marriage, was real. Meng Fei's parents, seeing the genuine connection and the integrity Fu Yunxing had shown in protecting their daughter, finally dropped their pretense. The feud, they realized, was a thing of the past. Their daughter's happiness was all that mattered. Fu Yunxing and Li Mengfei renewed their vows in a private, heartfelt ceremony, surrounded by their now united families. Meng Fei, no longer the accidental bride, but the true beloved wife, stood beside her husband, a successful businesswoman in her own right. Their story became a legend in the Guangda group, a tale of a CEO who found his soulmate in a new hire, a woman whose integrity triumphed over corporate corruption, and a love that overcame a family feud and a lifetime of searching. It was a happy ending, not just of romance, but of self-discovery and the inspiring truth that sometimes, the greatest love stories begin with the most unexpected, chaotic, and beautiful of accidents. The butterfly mark, once a hidden secret, was now a symbol of their destiny, a promise kept for 100 years.